Start it over.
Hey guys, it's Alex from here at Footsteps. I'm going to talk about my rig real quick. So I start with my tuner, just kind of standard, and I take that into the Deep 6 compressor by Walrus Audio. I really like this pedal. And then I kind of have a weird chain going here. So I go down to the Digitech here. This is the Whammy. Bruce has one too. We do some cool bends and octaves and all that kind of stuff. And that's going out here to the JHS Morning Glory, which I use kind of as a boost and a little bit of a little drive. And then that's going to my TS9 here, and that's kind of my go-to overdrive if I want like just a general sort of distorted tone. And then that goes to my Swollen Pickle right here. Garrett has the same thing. I didn't actually have one, and then we actually used it on the record for Origin, so I had to buy one just cause. And then from there, I go into the Boss Equalizer. I literally only use this for one little tiny effect. As you can see, I have pretty much every knob down except for some of the low frequencies here. I literally only use that on Origins, or Arrival actually, in the little break right before the heavy part at the end. And then this is going into the small clone. This wasn't on the record because it was broken, but I use this for some effects. I use it in Ghost now for some of the parts. Now this is going in a weird direction. This is going all the way to my volume pedal. I have the Dunlop amps on, and so this is just a standard volume pedal. And then this would go into the carbon copy, but I actually ran out of power, and the carbon copy got the axe, so I'm not actually using that right now. I used to use it just for like a general kind of warble behind my clean tone. I pretty much had it on all the time, just very subtly. And then this would be going out to the timeline if it was plugged in, but this is the next thing on the signal chain. And this is my pretty much go-to delay. I use this on every song now. It wasn't on the record because I didn't own it at the time, but this has basically replaced my DL4. Now my DL4 over here is the next in the chain. And I pretty much only use this as a looper at this point. I have one setting. I really like the reverse setting on here, and I still use the one that I recorded in for Loam at the intro where I start. And then this is going all the way out to my Bigsky, which is my only reverb pedal, and pretty much this is on all the time. I have a bunch of different presets for all the songs and whatnot, and then that goes out to my amp. So that's my rig. Thanks guys.
What's up? This is Bruce, and this is my pedal board. We're gonna check it out today. Over here, we're starting off with one of my favorites, the Keely compressor, 4-knob, and then I go right into my Boss noise suppressor. Next up is my Digitech Whammy. We use that a lot in here. Over here is my Electro-Harmonix Pog 2. Does a lot of cool octave stuff. Here I have my 3 dirt pedals. I start off with my Keely Red Dirt Overdrive, and then I go into my Earthquaker Devices Park Fuzz Sound, then my JHS Prestige right over here. And then over here in the corner we got my Boss Flanger, and then I go all the way back here into my Ernie Ball Volume, TC tuner, and then I go over to delay, and this is where most of the fun happens right here in these 4 pedals. We got my Strymon timeline, the Red Panda context for reverb, and then my TC Ditto looper, and then finally the Keely Vibe-O-Verb, which gets a lot of cool vibrato reverb. And that's my rig rundown. Thanks for watching, guys.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm Garrett Campbell. I'm going to show you my pedals that I use. I use them sparingly because I try my best to be the responsible one in the band, and do something productive with, I don't know, just like, I try not to be too wacky. So we start here with the Keely 4-knob, and then it runs through a Pog, which I use mostly for sustained chords to give it like a little bit of an extra texture. And then I'm running through 2 dirts. I have the Earthquaker Devices Talons for like a little more mobile, I don't know, lighter dirt. And then, you know, you want to talk about adding bass to the bass. The Swollen Pickle does that, so that's sort of my more heavy-duty system of making loud sounds. And then we're running through the Dunlop volume, and then we head over, we use the MXR chorus, which I honestly don't use too much, but it's on some of the record. And then moving on to the Earthquaker Devices Dispatch Master. I should say I have 2 reverbs that I'm using. The first is the Dispatch Master, which I use for a little bit of a lighter verb, a little more subtle. And then, similar to my dirts, the not subtle one is next, and that's the Afterneath by Earthquake Devices as well. And that's a pretty ballsy reverb, and it makes some cool sounds. And then last in my chain is the Sansamp bass driver, which I use to kind of beef up everything.
What's up, guys? This is Bruce from He Heard Footsteps, and we're gonna do. I can't do it.